In a moment with the best of Rick and Bubba on a king-size Christmas.
With quite a little year, 7 wins, 2 losses, .95 ERA, lowest in the majors, 3rd lowest in the history of ERAs.
Well,
or at least that's what Speedy wrote on this piece of paper.
That's what. And how about this? And a pretty good guitar player. He and as a matter of fact, he will be
sharing a few chords there.
And what we like to do on the show, in a minute, Chris will play guitar and Damon Johnson will pitch.
That's not
Chris,
fair.
I mean, up till say a year or two ago, you were living out everybody. I'm saying me too, because I couldn't do it now. But
you pitched a little ball, didn't you?
Yeah, Rick. Back in the day.
You look like a pitcher.
Yeah, well, that was about 150 pounds ago. I mean, you are absolutely living the dream of I'd say almost every red-blooded American male. I mean, other than the fact of being married to Faith Hill or Shania Twain.
Sure.
That you are pitching in the major leagues for America's team, the Atlanta Braves. You're seen all over the world. I mean, wow. I mean, that has to be great.
Wow, you got some pressure on you now. You never thought of it that way, did you?
I have now. But that is true. Throughout my career, I played with Cincinnati and the Florida Marlins and the Boston Red Sox, and every time the season was over, I'd come back home, and I saw I hear about the Atlanta Braves are the best. I'm like, oh, give me a break. I hate the Atlanta Braves. And the end of last year, the Braves ended up signing me. I'm like, what am I going to do now? I've always hated the Braves.
Right.
But
you realize you broadcast.
Yeah. Okay. You know you're seen in Atlanta, Chris, right?
Yeah. Turner South. That might ring a bell with you, but
but now, I mean, playing with the Braves all last year, I mean, I wouldn't. I mean, they're the best organization I've ever played for. Bobby Cox, the way he managed our team, we didn't have an argument the whole year throughout our entire team. The whole year. I mean, it's unheard of.
You know, I dressed as Bobby Cox for Halloween this year. I really did.
Did you really?
I was a combination of that, or Todd Jones.
Yeah.
Who's also a relief pitcher, and he always wanted to be on the Braves, unlike you, who didn't like them.
Growing up in Marietta, he thought he'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, he grew up in Marietta. He's always wanted to be on the Braves, so I dressed up as Bobby Cox with a goatee, or what Todd Jones would have looked like if the Braves had picked him up. So it was a combination.
I need to see pictures of that.
Yeah, it was good.
That was good.
But you actually are from the area the show is syndicated, but we are based out of Birmingham, Alabama. You actually come from, you tell us, Vestavia.
Yeah.
The Rebels, which is where my children, my 2 oldest children, will be going to school. And actually, my son played on the 120-pound Vestavia Rebel football team this year.
Well, he has a good future ahead of him. They got some good facilities. And
oh, yeah.
Chris, I got to ask you this because I already get an email on it. What is the status of Tom Glavine?
Here we go. Tom.
Let's get that out of the way. Then we can talk Chris Hammond stuff.
Where's he at? We've got him in here in the instant replay.
Yeah, you may give me. Wait a minute.
Give me his number.
I want to do this right.
Give me his number.
Wait a minute. I'll tell you. Hang on just a minute. We don't plan this quite like
Tom Glavine.
Is he under T?
Doesn't Glavine start with a G?
Okay, I got him. I will
204, Rick.
Okay.
I will tell you the status of him will be playing in the golf tournament that Chris is about to talk about.
So he will be.
204.
He will be. Well, that's got to be a good sign. All right, listen to this.
Will he have a cell phone with it? 204.
Now listen to this. One.
Hey, this is Tom Glavine. I love to paint the corners. You're listening to Rick and Bubba.
Felt a little rushed.
We wanted Tom to give us a little more. He almost, and I say almost,
opened up there.
Was pushed into the Bill Elliott category. You remember? I hate to say this because I love Tom Glavine and he's a great player, but our interview with him did not go as energetic as we would have liked. Because we call it. We judge every interview, and
we blame ourselves, not him.
Yeah.
But it just
sometimes
it doesn't go.
He doesn't sound thrilled to me. Just listen. One.
Hey, this is Tom Glavine. I love to paint the corners. You're listening to Rick and Bubba.
I don't think that's bad. I think that's pretty good.
Chris, have you ever...
Is he as low-key as he seems?
Yeah.
He is? Okay.
Have you ever been sitting at home watching Tom pitch with that camera over the plate, and that umpire will ring one up, send him to the bench, and that thing was that far outside? Do you ever go, hey, how about me? Can I have that? Can I have that too?
I mean, for the past 4 or 5 years of my career, watching Maddox and Glavine pitch for the Braves, and you're just like, oh my goodness.
Two Hall of Famers, and you're right there in between them.
Even this year, we sitting in the bullpen, in our little bullpen room. we'd see it on TV, and everybody looks at each other going, "That's Glavin for you."
We'll be back in a moment with the best of Rick and Bubba on a king-size Christmas on Turner South.
Chris,
Do you throw the dreaded circle change or
not
what?
the circle change.
It's a pitch that I can't teach anybody.
Really?
I mean,
Don't give away your Yeah, who would teach it? I wouldn't teach it until I was done.
I've thrown it like that since I was 7 years old, and I just figured everybody else threw it like that. So.
I knew I recognized you from somewhere.
I had a great pitch, but they just wouldn't let me use it because I had to go to my hair like this right before I threw it. But it was.
Can I tell you this? And I'm not bitter because I don't like to air bitterness on
Sure,
on the
Rick,
show.
and we appreciate your gentle spirit.
But when I was a kid, I really felt like that I should have been throwing the peel, and they didn't use me like they should have.
Look, I was the same way. I was camping out in right field, and I just finally said, "Hey, somebody has got to let me on the hill up there. I am dying out here in the Bugville."
Can I say this? And seriously, I think it's time to kind of get it out there and let's talk about it. The year was 1977. I was playing for Oxford Lumber Company. Because back then we didn't go by the pro names like they do now. My kids got cool uniforms and all that. It's got like my son just played for the Diamondbacks and had all the Diamondback gear and stuff and all that. I mean, we played for Oxford Lumber Company and we had an advertisement on my shirt. Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
So I was like 5'10" when I was 11 years old, and I'm on first base. Where you always put the big kid, but I thought it was pretty standard to let the big kid throw the peel. You know what I mean? And they get in the game, they run out of pitchers. They said, he comes over and says, "Can you throw the ball?" And I said, "Sure. I've been standing over here all year." You know what I mean?
I'm just waiting, man.
And look, can I say, I got up there.
What's that board at the ground?
Look, I got up there and set them down. Wow. And I mean, I was just throwing heat. But hey, they didn't go to me until like 2 games left in the year. I'm like, I've been standing over here on first the whole year. I should have been bringing the peel.
Yeah, these days, the biggest kid's pitcher.
Oh, sure, that's standard.
Let's see your gun there, Chris. What kind of arm you got? Hold your shirt up. Let's see the gun show there. Well, turn around there,
Yeah,
I'm confused on TV. Look at that.
Oh, yes, sir. Hey, let's get Charlton Heston in here. The gun show's here.
Get a rep. This is so funny. I wanted to pitch so bad, and I knew if I could throw a curveball, I could get on the hill because nobody else could throw one.
Right.
We didn't know it was bad for your arm and all that stuff.
Right, sure.
But this is so funny. When I was 12 years old, I broke my right hand, my wrist. I even missed the very beginning of practice because I still was in a cast. And when we got the cast off, I could throw a curveball. And I mean, I could throw them all day long. It didn't hurt. Now, I could loop it around somebody's back. It wasn't the sharpest little twist you wanted to see. But so we got to do a little pitching then. It was fun.
Yeah, that's really the only thing that kept me out of the major leagues. Because I couldn't hit a curveball.
The first time you see a kid bail completely out of the batter's box and the umpire call it a strike and he can't believe it, there's nothing more satisfying than that.
Right. I never could make myself go, that is not going to hit me in the face.
I think if that was true with everybody, there'd be a bigger major leagues.
Yeah, the curveball it's a little hump to get over. And I mean, it is that, to me, though, and what I liked about the curve is it looked so special. When it was coming at you, you went, well, this is the pitch that I'm just going to hit, into the darkness. And then it's just got that spin on it, and you're looking at it, and you go, is that going to hit me in the face? And then you're on the ground, and you're, yeah! You're like, what?
But when you get that good one, Rick, it's where it's coming right down the middle. You think, oh, this is the one I've been waiting for. Hey, where'd it go?
Yeah, right. You swing, and you look, and the catcher's diving out there trying to find it in the dirt, and you go, what? But let's talk about the golf tournament.
Yeah, we got a hawk away here.
Well, look, people want us to warm up to Chris and then talk about the tournament. Sure. They don't want us to jump right into it. If you're going to sneak a hawk on the audience, you got to sneak it on them.
Sure.
If you come out hawking right out of the gate, they'll bail on you.
He has a hawk page.
You got to give them something and then hawk.
Right. See, what we did, we gave them some questions, we gave some Little League stories, and then we slip in the hawk. The Chris Hammond Youth Foundation Golf Tournament at Old Overton Club in Vestavia Hills. I don't guess you and Speedy like playing at Old Overton, do you? Wow. Y'all love it, don't you? Now, here this is coming up, Speedy. Did
you ever tell us what's happened to Tom Glavin?
Is he going to sign or not?
Well, I talked to him the other day.
He's scheduled to be at your tournament.
And he'll be there. He's telling the thing with the Phillies. They're going to be going after him all. I guess he's their main man to sign. And I called him up, and he's like, I told him, I go, well, if you sign with the Phillies, you buy a bigger house than usual, and we'll both our families will stay there. And so he's like, I don't know. once you just sign with the Braves, then I'll sign with them. So I think he wants to stay with the Braves, and I do too. So hopefully
you want to stay too. I tell Tom's making a little jack, ain't he?
I don't want to talk about that.
He's got a couple of bins, doesn't he?
How about this? He performs.
Yeah,
he deserves it.
Yeah.
He gets the job done.
We'd like seeing a little better.
God bless him.
We'd like seeing a little better performance in the playoffs, but I won't get into that this year. Oh, I know.
You know, I mean, you could just say, if you want to call me lowest ever, you can.
Yeah, if you want to call me lowest ERA.
Just call me .95.
You know what I'd say? I'd go, this lowest ERA can be bought. Just get the checkbook out. Let's talk about it.
We'll be back in a moment with the best of Rick and Bubba on a king-size Christmas on